Eastern Block is back with a follow-up video on the AEA Max 357 compact foldable gun. Now this gun got a lot of interest when I first put it on. I did an initial look and it did really well. And since then, it shot a coyote for me. I went on a backpacking trip, a mountain biking trip with it. I was not successful at shooting anything on those, but it's been great for me. But I did run into some issues and I had to do quite a bit of tuning, and I'll go into that. First issue I initially thought when I had this gun was it shot great when it was tethered, but as soon as you disconnected it, the groupings were not great anymore. And I'll explain why. This gun takes a lot of air. It does not have a huge cylinder. I forgot the size of it. I'll put it up there. And it's unregulated. So tuning is essential. And this gun was, the spring that was put in it was just made for power. And then since the JSB pellets were extraordinarily accurate in it, I decided to go with those, and I did not need that amount of power. So I wanted a better shot curve. So I ended up cutting 5 coils off them. I'll put them up here. 5 coils off the hammer spring, and right now I fill the gun right around about 230, 240 bar, somewhere around there, and I get 3 shots, all extremely close. Back when I was testing in the winter time, I got the first shot at 830, second 840, and then like the third was about 825 ish. But today they were 20 feet per second higher, and they were closer to each other. I'll show you that right now. Here are the 3 shots. First one, 851. Second one should be a tad higher. Ooh, exactly the same. Okay, so this one should be a little lower. And that's about it. I'll do a 4th just to... Oh, okay, well, that's unusual. So the shot curve for 3 shots for long distance was great. They're pretty much, for that, they were right on top of each other, but mostly it's about 20, 25 feet per second spread for 3 shots. And I feel confident with this gun right around 70 yards. I would not say it's a 100-yard gun, but I later going to show you a video of it hitting steel. First, I'll show you the 3-shot accuracy at 50 yards. Then scope cam footage. For purposes of this filming, I am not shooting with the silence or the LSDC, and I am single loading just to prove the gun's accuracy, how accurate this gun actually is. One. 2. Now this is untethered. The gun was rocking when I first got it in the first look when it was tethered, but the accuracy completely changed for me, at least. When I disconnected the gun and tried to shoot, it was dropping by 20, 30 feet per second. So this will be my last shot for long range. Dropped a little bit. All right, there we go. That is nothing to complain about for that size of gun, shooting that amount of power. That will hit anything at 50 yards. Coyote headshot at 50 easily. I would say coyote body 70, 80 yards. Rabbit 50 yards. I would say that's maybe even a rabbit headshot at 50. Probably do a body shot at even red squirrel at 50 with that kind of accuracy with those 3 shots. Now, if I would keep shooting it, it's going to start dropping. I would say at the end of the 9-round magazine, the shots would be right around here, almost off the target. So what I'm going to do with this gun is find a small buddy bottle and just fill it when needed. And pull the bottle off, fill it every 3-4 shots. So that's what to expect. Now, you might ask, why doesn't the gun come like that? It's because everyone and their brother who shoots air guns, for some reason, always wants to shoot with power, 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 power. They think 150 foot-pounds is better than 118, I think this one's shooting. I don't know the footage or the foot-pounds. I'll put it on the screen. But whether you have 118 or 148, it's still going to kill all the animals that we're going to hunt in North America. So why not cut the springs, use the most accurate ammo, which is a JSB. And now, one of the other issues I had when I first shot this gun was it was so extremely loud that I felt like I was shooting a firearm. So I was kind of thinking to myself, what's the point of shooting a air gun like this that shoots like a firearm? I might as well shoot a firearm. So I ended up spending $40 on a Donnie FL adapter, and then I already had a Ronin laying around, and this helps immensely. I no longer have a ring in my ear. I no longer have to worry about earplugs, but I'll show you. I don't always shoot with this on, just because I'll explain. Look at the length of this gun. Once I put this LDC lead dust collector on, look at the length. It's almost a normal gun at this point. So for me, I'm like, what's the point of having such a compact gun when it turns it into a normal gun? Look at that length. That's pretty much like a normal gun. I know a lot of people will be okay with that, but then I think it no longer turns into a big bore backpack gun, which I wanted. So hopefully down the road, Donnie FL will make a smaller 357 Ronin. I would hope that the Fat Boy or whatever can be in 357 one day. I could put that on. If that was the case, I would be using that. This gun will never be quiet. Even with this Ronin, it's still not quiet. I'll show you the difference in this clip. Listen, it's still not quiet, still not a backyard gun, and it's way longer, so I don't use this very often. It's there when I need it, but I don't use it too often with this gun anymore. All right, and the last issue I had with this gun was not the gun itself, was actually the magazine of this gun comes with. I think AEA might have fixed it, but this is the last one I have that's still working in warm weather like this. But when I was hunting coyote at 18-degree weather, and at that evening, it was more like 12 degrees. A coyote came in right at dusk. I shot it. I didn't capture video, but this magazine shattered into a million pieces, and all the pellets fell out in the snow, and I had to pick them out of the snow to take a follow-up shot. I was very disappointed in that, and it was because of this cheap plastic, see-through plastic, and then this insert where the screw is the weak point. That's where it breaks, and I believe AEA fixed that, made a different magazine, but excuse me, I don't want to deal with another AEA magazine. So I've been working with Brad at Web Designs, And I tested several prototypes. We're making a new magazine with a special type of plastic that can hold up to like 40 below weather. I'm going to be using that one. It's not ready yet. We're still testing it. And I tested several prototypes, but just working out the little kinks in these magazines. They're a lot more difficult than you would think to get right. So as soon as that's done, that's ready. I'm sure it'll be ready before next coyote winter hunting season. But I'll let you all know. Also, people ask, is this gun a 100-yard gun? No gun with this air gun, with this type of power and unregulated, and is going to be a really good 100-yard gun. But it's not made for that. It can still hit 100 yards, coyote-sized objects at 100 yards, but I'll show you video of that. But I would say safely, I like this gun about 70 yards and closer, but it can go out there, and here's the video. Okay, Max 357 compact. This is going to be a 100-yard hitting steel. I would not say this is a 100-yard gun. It's never going to be in a long-range gun. It's too short, too powerful. No matter what you do to it, it's not going to be a really accurate gun at 100, especially when it's not tethered. Right now I have it tethered. I'm just going to show you in single loading that if there's a coyote out there at 100 and you have no choice to shoot it, there's still a better than not chance that you're going to nail it. Here it is at 100. So 100 yards, that's the drop about right at the bottom of that circle. One. Now this is tethered, just to show you. It can hit that steel at 100. Two. But I do not call it a 100-yard gun. I call this a 70-yard gun. But it can still hit that steel every time at 100. Alright, in conclusion, I have not been impressed with a lot of cheaper guns, and in a long time, nothing's excited me more than this gun. This gun is only 600 bucks. And once you get used to $1,600 guns, it's tough to go back. But this one, I can go back and I like and enjoy and feel confident now. Sure, it wasn't perfect. Sure, there was kinks, but they've all been worked out. And as long as you do what I did, you'll be completely happy. Cut the spring, tone it down a little bit, put some type of moderation on, and fix the magazine. You have a great gun. I feel like this gun is probably like half the price it should be. So there's not many guns. My other AEAs I did not particularly like. This one is completely different and I completely support it, and that's why I'm doing my 1 year review in 6 months on this gun. So because the buyer, the purchaser, is not invested as much, but still gets a great product that they're going to enjoy. Thank you.